What I'm doing right now is an in-game. It seems that this intern means a person. This new person soon became popular all over Japan and is now causing a huge boom. Why did this in-game win people's hearts and cause a boom? At the same time, I would like to report a little about the actual situation of the amusement industry that produced this in-game boom. At first, I was a bit of a jerk and made a fool of myself. For example, being chased only by wins and points. It's interesting, I'm a little confused about things, so I said, I'll do it tomorrow and do it again. The company has a president, so I'll do something in between. Isn't it more interesting to see the life of a person? After all, in a nutshell, you can master one basic by doing anything. The reason I say that is because this machine is for playing games with a computer. There must be a program on the computer. There's a software part called ramming, right? Of course, the manufacturer won't tell you about that program. Nobody will tell you. Thank you for watching the subtitles. Question. From now on, it will be possible to decide on a fixed decision. Can you do it? Yes. In terms of time frame, I think we have about 2 years to complete it. As for the area, there are a lot of entrepreneurial things, so if you ask me to do that, there are already quite a few people at Guess's party. We're also raising the bar, so we're putting things up so that everyone's requests can be expected, but in the meantime, we'll be opening tea houses and restaurants. I ended up even showing up at the gate shop. By the way, it is said that for every 10 pachinko parlors in the Shinkabukai, there are 45 in-house parlors. After all, it is said that there were 110,000 or even 200,000 entertainers who appeared nationwide, and no one knows the exact number. So the price of the day went up due to the 100 yen shortfall, or the circuit that was less than 100 yen apiece jumped to 2,000 yen, and the IC shortage increased. It's even been said that the electronics industry is in trouble because of its legs. However, you can earn 10,000 yen a day just by leaving it in the store. No, it costs 20,000 yen. Thank you for watching. That's why if it goes well, there's no end to it, and if you can play without limits, that's the best game machine interface I've ever had. The machine that pleases the customer and the machine that pleases the shop are two different things. If you go from D class to C class when you switch, the number of in-game attacks will increase, so this is the reason why you made this type of machine this time. Is it a patent? Isn't it correct to think of a patent as being the same as a sentence? It's fine if you don't do that all the time. In order to make a single product even better, this is one method of creating a fine product in the form of an improvement rather than a model. I don't think we're going to deny it that much, but it's still an overlap with the so-called creator who made it in the beginning. So, I think this is a part that naturally has to be evaluated from a different angle. That's why it appeared in the newspapers, and even if it's not your true intention, you're making a lawsuit in a sense. In order to establish the morals of the industry, it is said that the appeal was made on purpose, but the content of the appeal was, surprisingly, to use the work of the game machine. That's why there are no patents on how to play, so if you have the desire to make a copy, you can make a copy if you have a certain amount of time. I wonder if there really is a way to deal with it. The point is, with that kind of thinking in mind, for the future development of the amusement industry, we should rather release that kind of software later, and then release this software. It's new, big, and probably won't last long. In order to develop these things, of course, you should have a way of thinking about secrets and so on, and exchange such wonderful things that you have developed. Go, and that kind of thing must be embarrassing. This company was originally a toy maker that made toys such as Transformers and flowers, but with the development of the next generation, it was gradually replaced by light rays. I started making children. It's not this company that's being sued by the original manufacturer, but last year, we developed a game machine that won the game, so we're confident. When I took it out with me, I was completely destroyed by the internet. Since the beginning of this year, he has switched to internship, and is said to be devising his own improved machine. I am ready to share this in the form of a table. Is this all the content in the game? No, the game is completely different. The game is a program that I made. What is this? It's a compilation that describes the language itself. It's in the book in May, Tokyo. However, here again, the microcomputer equipment was very popular. The content of the game is my consciousness. Also, is all the memory inside this a table? Is all the memory for execution a table? It's 40 kilobytes. These people who are listening intently are also people from the development department of a game machine maker called S. When I entered the company, I asked about this company, which is said to be in the top class of the industry. I wanted to know the history and background of the amusement industry that created the in-game boom. Higashi was still going on at this company. Please tell us about the import-export situation. 16 new bottles of Grey Cola. How old is the Grey Cola product? The company is under the control of an American conglomerate called Gulf and Western. Let's try it. We also sell products domestically. And in the business division, in addition to opening a direct game center, we are also launching, that is, releasing, to tea shops. At that time, if there is a request from the customer, we also buy products from other companies and sell them. It's a small multinational American company, but what the company itself does seems to be very mixed and maritime. On this day as well, there was a person who wanted to become a trader at the headquarters. I've marked a few places in the area. Now, Ichikawa, Hokkaido, and now, in the direction of Seta. I'm thinking of opening a store in Tokyo, albeit a small one. I thought it would be great if we could do business in that respect. The head office is in. After all, I would like you to set up a proper scaffolding for me in this office, where the showroom will be. First one in. Of course, it's already been done that way, and it's an introduction from our Kaneko, so I'd like to do business with him, not just because he's new. However, with this boom, it is the balance between demand and supply that is the time of the day. Even though the customers are nice, the manufacturers are also doing business, but the reality is that it's hard to keep up with them. So, rather than suddenly doing it right away, in the long run, for example, people who used to play wooden horses and people who used to play boxing will become a bowling boom and karaoke. There is a flow of becoming a department and then a tail department. Thank you for watching. And the person who sells it is the orator, isn't it? When you come to the car to buy, the manufacturer itself is an oration, isn't it? So, if you look at it from a stubborn point of view, don't give the orator a chance, and you'll be the only one to make the orator's quotient. It's also possible to say that you want to increase your share of the market. In our company, 5 of the total production is put into the operator, and 5 is used for the company. However, if other companies say it's 73, 28, or 28, anyway, if you don't provide opportunities for products, then there are only rations. As it unfolds, we're going to have to deal with it, too. Today, there are some changes to the outside training, so I'll go. Well, today I'm going to ask you to help me with the installation training a little bit. What is installation? Location. Shimakita music in this industry, games that require certification often don't win. It's said that the ideal game is a game that also has a story, and it's certainly interesting and deep. Unlike game arcades and game arcades that are part of the world of painting, it was organized into a table, and now it has become a tea house, a restaurant, and so on. I think I was able to advance somehow. Perhaps because of this, there are many female fans, and this may have spurred on the boom. At the same time, however, tea houses have completely changed their minds because of this. With coffee and juice free of charge, square shops and tea houses, in other words, have become inviting, literally inviting. It seems that there are many cases where it has become a mouse. In one section, Japanese painting is the first in the current boom, and this industry is growing, with 300 billion yen inflows, or 500 billion yen. If it becomes so popular, it is only natural that it will be acted as if it does not have a market, and as a result, there will be conflict between manufacturers, or between manufacturers and suppliers. It seems that the authors, and even the authors themselves, are acting strange behind our eyes. If you go too far for whatever reason, this kind of thing tends to happen, but since the industry is not a wind industry, there is no way to get rid of it. So, the shadow of elementary and junior high school students has appeared. In the industry, children under the age of 15 are not allowed to play without a parent or guardian, and children under the age of 18 are prohibited from entering the game hall after 11:00 p.m. We are issuing self-restraints such as this as not a collection of grown-ups. Therefore, even in adult society, in Japan as it is today, stress naturally builds up. That's why adults do things like horse riding, golf, mahjong, and bars. And relieve stress. In the case of children, they are placed in the reception area, and when they get home, they are not breathing. It's fun for children, and I feel sorry for them if I don't release even a little of my own stress and maintain my balance. Our industry is said to be training in the world of music as the king of sound music. However, from last year to this year, the number of difficult stores has decreased. The number of cars is also small. Other casino games are just for playing. That kind of thing is not a big problem. I've been the king of inner music until now, being made into an industry that doesn't know where to stop. I had to take if you change the sound of the sound, for example, when it comes in, a certain sound will come in at that time, but if you're listening to the current sound, it's the same sound. It's coming. It comes with the same sound as dan dan dan, dan 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 dan. It's not like that. If it comes gradually, the sound will be one octave lower, if it comes gradually. If you do that, the sound will gradually fall. 100 million tabs each. If you do that, you'll feel a sense of urgency, thinking, it's a plan. As for the next thing, as another idea, please take a look at this number 39 and number 49 on hand. Up until now, I've had very few ideas about how to make the most of this kind of spatial quantity, something like a three-dimensional world. I don't think so, but the problem is, after all, this really gives a three-dimensional effect on the TV surface, and if you use it on one side of it, it won't work. If it's in the shape of a tortoise, that's what you'll be able to surface when you actually play the game. That's why it hasn't been released until now, but there's something about it. What's dying is prolonging the boom, and at the same time what's next for the in-house, that is, the post-industry pair of the previous. It is said that it will be used in mechanical game consoles, but the view is that once it has been largely incorporated into ICs and microcomputers like this, it cannot be reversed. It seems stronger, and since it's connected to the electronics sector, which has the most cutting-edge technology, the development of this industry will directly lead to the Japanese industry's future cooperation. There are even companies that put it on. To put it simply, a game with content is an opportunity for customers to enjoy playing it. For example, a game. Is there a story like this? Then, well, the next question is whether it's a target or not. It's a question of whether or not you can come up with something that surpasses that number of times. There are many things. For example, today, rather than spending 500 or 1,000 yen, it was more fun to receive 100 yen, so please come back again. And, rather than today's 1,000 yen, we'd be more than happy to receive 1,000 yen for the next 10 days from tomorrow onwards. I think it's desirable to say something like 20 days or something like that. It's good to be around. It is said that it has attracted people's hearts and called a boom, but this is also the case that modern people live in a kind of society, and something has come out of it. I think there is a feeling of wanting to be there, and that kind of thing matched well with the game that incorporates Kansai. If you look at the industry, you could say that this industry is a boom without rules, and the boom came first. So, I think that the business operators themselves have not yet clarified how they will shape it from now on. So from now on, this is what they will do. Will it end in a boom or will it be used as a kind of amusement industry? Thank you for watching.